Welcome back to the Knickknack Review. Today we get to look at Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 5. This was a good one. Let's get started. So this episode starts off right where it left off, and it was a nice change of pace because there wasn't no build up to anything climatic. There was nothing to lead to. First, we kind of see Captain Not So America reminiscing about what happened to Lamar and just thinking about him and all the events that occurred that led up to him. You kind of see him not necessarily going crazy, but just kind of like almost just reliving every moment and just it kind of driving him a little bit nuts. Sam and Bucky approach him and just are like, okay, look, you need to hand over the shield right now. And I had a feeling either that was going to happen like this or he was just going to end up giving the shield because he just realized like the error of his ways, but not so much. I think I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, silly me. It is John Walker after all. This was the moment that everyone, I'm sure, was waiting for. I know I was. It was led with great action, and I will say, I mentioned this before, but the choreography in the show is absolutely phenomenal. It's not that it has the best moves or the best camera angles or anything like that. It's just, it feels really organic, and it doesn't feel like they're doing a dance when it comes to the fighting. It feels like the actual moves that they're doing are real, and it feels like a real fight, regardless of the super soldier's strength and, throwing the shield and things like that of that nature that are, a little bit superhuman. Regardless of all that, the fights that in the show, they always feel real. I can't say that enough. They always feel real. And it never feels like the same fight over and over. One thing I will say about Bucky is that when he's the Winter Soldier, whether it was in Captain America, Civil War, or the Winter Soldier, he never seems to fight exactly the same. And I'm wondering if that's because that when he's like under the influence of being the Winter Soldier from those key words, that he fights more ruthlessly and more aggressively, and he's just downright better because he has no moral code. He's just literally trying to get something done like a Terminator. And when he's Bucky, he's got all that morality, all the second guessing, and to where he maybe will hesitate and he's not so like his craft is not honed, it's not like on point as it would be when he's the Winter Soldier. Because there were times where I thought, oh man, Bucky should have landed that punch, or, how is John Walker able to really get the best of Bucky in this moment in time? Because, I mean, you've seen what he can do as the Winter Soldier. He's ruthless, he's aggressive, he's freaking awesome. I just always felt like he was getting nerfed. Now, I understand this is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not the Winter Soldier and Falcon. So therefore, Sam is the real star of the show. So therefore, he's going to get a lot more of that screen time, which is fine. But what I'm saying is I really kind of just didn't like the moments where Bucky seemed like he was getting nerfed by John Walker or anybody else that normally would not have given him any problems at all. Later on, we see John Walker and during his trial, and you really start to see that downfall, that mental breakdown, kind of like before whenever he was reminiscing about Lamar and everything that happened. But you kind of really see that just, like hit after hit after hit, mentally and physically, and you just really see that taking a toll on him. And it's just, you partially want to feel sorry for the guy, but it's like, dude, you're a jerk. You brought this upon yourself. You took the serum, you did everything. You're not helping your case. And it's just, part of me, the human part of me wants to feel sorry, but at the same time, it's like, not at all. So it's at this moment we are introduced to Val. And she seems to be taking over the Nick Fury role that he had in recruiting all the Avengers. And it seems like she's going to be the one to, I don't want to get into too many theories here, but it seems like she would be the one to take over and recruit the Thunderbolts. And for those not familiar with the Thunderbolts, I highly recommend you look them up. It's basically a team of, it's like the Suicide Squad for Marvel. And while I think that could be very intriguing, considering Marvel has all these years to build up characters and everything, I can see them doing a really good job of a version of Thunderbolts, but I don't want them to really jump the gun on it and think that it's just going to be a next hit, because they really need to build up some characters if they're going to go that route. And I think they're already doing a good job with John Walker because you don't like him. You're not supposed to like him. And if he's going to be the Captain America of the team and lead it, well, then that's a perfect guy to do it because you don't like him. You're not supposed to like him. So you get all these other characters that you actually, you love to hate them. So it's not like you hate their characters completely. They don't belong on the screen at all. No, you love to hate them. You like to see them on screen so you can go, I don't like you. So I feel like if these villains that come together, you're going to feel that way about all of them, and that should prove as a good show. But again, I don't want to theorize too much, but that's how I feel like it's leading up to. I will say there was a lot of hype over the big cameo that was supposed to be revealed, and it ended up being Val. I was not very shocked. I was not very, like, it didn't live up to the hype, I feel. I was happy to see her. I was happy to hear what she wanted to do and where it might lead, but I was actually expecting a cameo from a face we are already familiar with that maybe we haven't seen in a long time, maybe the Power Broker. I have a theory of who that may be, but I don't really want to get into it because I don't want to. I'm probably wrong. Later on, you get a scene where Zemo pops up and he gets taken away by the Dora Milaje after Bucky seemingly pretends to shoot him in the face. Now, I will say this. Zemo is someone I never, ever hated as a character, and this actor is someone that really brought this character to life that made me like him even more. In Captain America Civil War, he was so cunning and so smart, and he didn't have the costume, he didn't have any weapons, he didn't have any special powers, abilities, or anything. He was a normal person that took the whole Avengers out. And this show really amped up his origin story and really fleshed out his character to where you saw the Baron Zemo. And I feel like this is one of those few characters that if he were to join the Thunderbolts, which I believe he is a part of, you would really actually enjoy the team more. You would actually appreciate the team when you have a character like him that you kind of like, but you know he's a bad guy, and you have someone like John Walker who you don't like at all, and you're like, wow, this is conflicting. It will prove for an interesting show or movie, whatever route they end up going with. So the Dora Milaje actually takes him away, I believe, to a prison in Wakanda. So if that's the case, somebody's going to have to break him out. That'll be interesting. Good luck with whoever wants to do that. We finally get to see Isaiah reemerge. Sam goes to his home and they have this big old conversation about, trusting America and stuff like that. And I thought it was a really good moment between him and Sam. And I'm actually glad that he and Sam had that moment alone and it was nobody else around. It was just him, the two of them talking. The once super soldier talking to the current possible Captain America. It's never really confirmed that, yes, Sam is the Captain America, but Steve put that trust in him because he saw something in Sam that only he saw, and maybe others saw too, but Steve, coming from Captain America, like, if he believes that Sam is worthy of Captain America's shield, that's it. Enough said. So for me, it's all about Sam basically living up to the standard that Steve put on him. And, in the beginning, he was like not sure if he even wanted the shield. And now he's kind of like, okay, yeah, I want the shield. I have the shield. I'm going to prove myself. Isaiah had a horrible experience when he was a super soldier. Horrible one. And he feels that it's going to be the same way with Sam. But I believe Sam is saying, no, this is different. I'm going to prove you wrong. I am going to be the Captain America that you could have been or that you should have been. Later on, we see Bucky helping Sam with his boat, and it was a nice scene. It was funny when he met his sister, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Bucky," and then he gives Sam what I believe would be his new suit, made in Wakanda, baby, yeah. So this suit is going to be awesome. I don't know if it'll be indestructible like T'Challa's, but it's going to be a good suit. I'm really hoping for that comic book accurate Captain America Falcon suit. The stars and stripes, the wings, everything, the whole shebang. I really want to see that done right. One of my favorite moments is when we see Bucky and Sam throwing the shield back and forth and just hitting the trees. And we've seen that in the trailer, but we didn't know when that was going to happen. And it was just a nice moment for them to be able to talk and to see the shield being thrown. I love those moments. It's cool to see. It's just right out of the comic book. It's just really nice to see those personal moments between the two characters, and it leads right into Sam basically accepting the role as Captain America, saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the next Captain America. I'm going to prove the world wrong. And I love that mentality that he has. He didn't come out and say it, but you can see it. He's determined. In the next scene, we see Carly recruit Batroc, and it was nice to really see that character again. I really enjoyed him in the comic books, but I really enjoyed, even though it was short, his role in The Winter Soldier. I thought him and Cap had a nice fight, and he's not a super soldier. He's not super strong. He was a normal guy that was able to fight, And I wouldn't say he gave Cap a run for his money, especially when he dropped the shield, but he's a fighter. So he knows what he's doing, and I really want to see him and Falcon go at it. It'll be a little bit more of a even playing field. Before the episode ends, we see the GRC basically get hacked, and then it leads to Sam opening this container that Bucky gave him and most likely about to put on the suit. So I'm sure in the next and the last episode, you're going to see him with the full-on suit for however long it may be. That is what I'm looking forward to, and I'm really hoping after this we see a full-fledged movie with him in the suit as the new Captain America, and we get him because I do love Anthony Mackie as Falcon, and I think he's great. I personally met him. I think he's a great guy. I think he really does well as Sam Wilson, whether he's as Falcon or if he's the new Captain America. I think he does a phenomenal job no matter what. I thought it was a really good episode. I thought it was very personal for Sam, and it was nice to see Isaiah back and just kind of like tie up some loose ends before the grand finale. And that about does it here for us. Let me know in the comment below what you thought about this episode. Let me know about any theories you might have for the grand finale. And don't forget, if you like what you've seen, well, you know what to do. And as always, I am Clint the Knickknack, and I will see you on the next one.